What's up, artists? Welcome back to Let Me Be Your Art. It's your girl Lynn, back with another video. If you haven't already, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and make sure you follow me on my social media accounts. They are going to be in the description box below. And if you are looking at the title of this video, it is going to be called Making More Room. In the sense of that can mean a lot of different things, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all types of things. But spring is here and it's time to declutter everything, in the sense of like, it's spring. Take out all the stuff that you don't need anymore. You know, you have to declutter your life and remove who and what does not fit anymore, because people don't always fit into who you're becoming. People are not going to always be there for the full adventure. Sometimes their point stops in the story and you have to keep going, and you have to let that just be. Decluttering is in a sense of like, hey, this is a permanent step, because people won't like the fact that you are decluttering. They're gonna not be happy about it, but it's up to you to be stern and set your boundaries, and not only enforce them with other people, but mostly enforce them with yourself, because that's the most important person. If you can't tell yourself your boundaries and make, limits and make schedules and tell yourself and discern yourself and discipline yourself to your boundaries, then telling other people to do it is really kind of pointless. And decluttering is a big part of boundaries. And I just want us to know that spring cleaning is not just what's around you, not just your home. It's decluttering every parts of aspects that you feel no longer serves you. And people that, will, again, we can forgive and move on. People can come back and give you closure, but it's not coming back to say, okay, let's try again. It's just understanding in a sense of like, I appreciate it, but now it's time for me to continue this journey without you permanently, and we will respect each other's decision, and hopefully the other parties that are getting decluttered from your life learn the aspect of what you brought to the table. A lot of people take a lot of analogies or saying like, you never know what you got until they're gone. And that's very true, like you really have to think about that. For me, I'm always a humble pie, like I'm always gonna be humble, but I know the energy that I bring to the table, the loyalty, the honesty, the love that I bring to the table, that like, I'm gonna stand on my boundaries, I'm gonna stand on it, but I will never go back. Like, you will never have the same me twice, you will never have the same chance twice. And it's just like, now people are understanding that, and it's not say, this bitch, and be like, oh my God, like I don't care, like I'm gonna hurt people's feelings, now No, it's being understanding and saying like, that happened to me, it circled back around, but understanding that this is a test from the universe and I don't want to do this again. Whether it be a different energy and a different person, or family members coming back saying, hey, I'm sorry, we just had a misunderstanding, but them not really taking initiative to understand what they did wrong and respect you as a person. It's really telling yourself those relationships are better off at the wayside, and it's like, not saying it can never be replenished. It's just saying right now, my peace is the most important thing to me, and I love my peace. No one's gonna take that from me. And if I feel like you are trying to threaten my peace, I will come for you in a sense of, you will never hear from me, my peace is very important to me, and I feel like once you declutter and you start to gain that peace for yourself, you will understand the mentality of no, and standing firm on it, and respecting yourself for it, and being grateful for the boundaries that you are making to grow from that. Because, peace is something that is not cheap. And once you figure out how expensive it is, you will do anything to protect it. And yeah, just saying that like, I know, excuse me, I know everybody watched the Grammys, I think, or was it the Oscars, when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. Before it unraveled the way it unraveled, I already saw this happening, especially when it came to a social media sense and social opinions, and everyone having a reflection of what they see and not understanding the aspect of that. You know, it wasn't just, oh, like, for me, in my opinion, because everyone's gonna be like, ah, but I just feel like I always say my opinion, because not everyone's gonna feel the same way I feel, but this is how I feel, so I'm gonna voice it. In my opinion, I don't condone him slapping him, but I understand the reason for the slap. I feel like a lot of people are going really in on Jada and not understanding, like, you know, there's different dynamics in a relationship, and we as the people outside of that relationship, we only see parts of it that they want us to see. Even if you think they overshare, they don't share all parts of their marriage with complete strangers. And I think that's what we fail to realize. Like, we don't know these people, we just see what they want us to see. And if they happen to react in a global way, it's going to be impactful. People are going to speak about it. It's just, you know, a human instinct. But in the sense of, like, I said this before, and Will Smith said this in his speech, right before you're about to get everything that you wanted and more, the universe, the devil, will put you through a test. The universe, the demon, like, if you watch Demon Slayer, you know what I mean by demon. Like, it will take a shot at you right before you're about to achieve everything that you've wanted and everything that you've put your blood, sweat, and tears for. And right before you get it, that big turnover can go two ways. You can definitely just continue to get by with what was helping you thrive and win, or you can let the devil win. And in that sense of letting the devil win, it is reacting off emotion, reacting off of someone else's word, and not taking the time to Sherlock Holmes all types of conclusions. Jada, I feel like Jada played a part in it heavily, but again, I'm not going to keep voicing my opinion on other grown people's lives I play no role in. You know, it's not like Will Smith is gonna see this and be like, oh, she had an opinion, she had a valid opinion, I'm gonna bring her on my show and tell her to elaborate on that. I'm just one person. If he sees this and he's like, yeah, I respect it, please elaborate, I'd love to have that conversation. But I'm not in his shoes, and I don't ever feel like his work and all the stuff that he's done for us through the years and years and years and years for Black men, Black women, people in general, just bringing a unified generation in a sense of, like, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He made us unified, Black, white, whatever you were. You sat there and you laughed at the jokes. You felt like you were, you know, part of the family. And it's just like, I feel like it's wrong for them to try to take away what he has given us, not just as a people, but for the Oscars, for the Grammys. I am disappointed in him in a sense that he knows, you know, he said it. The devil will test you at your finest moment to see if you're going to fail. And I'm disappointed that he right before he achieved everything that he's been working for, he you know, he initially failed. But one mistake doesn't take away years and years and years and years of great personality, energy, acting, authenticness. You know, it takes a real person to give you a part of themselves on and off screen, whether it be in a movie theater or whether it be behind their phone, and I commend him for that. and I hope he continues to hold his head up, but I hope he just, you know, keep a little part of him more sacred, because he deserves that as a person. And that's how I feel. But just understanding, the universe will test you, the devil will test you right before everything is about to happen. Don't let little stuff irritate you. Don't let things that you've conquered before make you break momentarily, because that's what everybody around you wants. You know, people, I was listening to a podcast, the Legend podcast, shout out to them, and Wavy was saying that some people, he heard that the saying, some people want you fed, but they don't want you full. And that is very true. I believe that is, and I'm being realistic in a percentage wise, I feel like that's 88% of the population, you know, and that's sad, because I feel like the world is so big for us to be able to all conquer a piece of it in our own way and be successful. I just feel very passionate about that. And for people that just want to keep so much for themselves and not teach someone how to get to where they want, makes me just like, why? I don't understand it, because I'm the type of person, if I have a piece of knowledge and I'm up and you ask me how I can get up, I'm gonna help you get up if you're deserving of it and the intent and the principle behind it is correct. I'm gonna help you get up. I'm not a hating type of person, and I feel like everybody can be fed. You feel me? Everybody can be full. And that's just my type of energy. Not everybody has it, and I feel like that's a real topic, especially amongst women. That's going to be in my next video. But in the sense of wrapping this all up, I'm going to say it because A Boogie said it best. This season is the season for, like, this is your Boogie. People say A Boogie with a hoodie, but I refer to him as A Boogie because that's how I know him. I'm just like A Boogie, whatever. Shout out to him. But in his old songs, if you started up with A Boogie on my shit, he said, now every time they play my song, she say this is my shit. See the flick of my wrist. Now she know what's up. Wait. With the flick of my wrist, now she know what's up, baby. This is my shit. And in the sense of what I interpret that to mean for me is, the girl's walking up and you know she's in the club, she's like, oh, this is my shit, I like this song, like, okay, cool, and he, you know, flips his wrist and he's like, yo, this is my shit, like, this is my shit literally, and this is my shit now, like, you feel me? You know, like the blood, sweat, and tears have equated to this being my shit, and I'm walking that energy like this is my, and that's it. And like, not saying in a cocky sense, maybe he's saying in a cocky sense he can, because he is successful, and I feel like he is successful because A Boogie has layers to him, where I see artists come into A Boogie and it flows very well. But in this sense of saying this is my shit, flick my wrist, this is my shit, and remember that, and not saying it cocky because everyone can eat, but in the sense of me for right now and how I'm feeling, let me be my art, this is my shit, look at the flick in my wrist, and now everybody know what's up because this is my shit, and I'm gonna make it regardless, and I'm gonna be humble as possible, but I'm gonna be leading and grateful for everything that I do, but just sense of knowing, you know, knowing what it is being able to manifest it. So declutter for yourself, because it feels really good. You feel really light. You feel, you know, like you're able to process and digest other things that are coming into your life when you declutter. It doesn't feel like it's layers on top of layers on top of layers on top of layers. It's like almost like a meat hangover. If you eat too much meat, you know you feel sick as fuck. And that's not what we're doing. We're decluttering our energy, you know, our lives, our space, and our auras, so it can glow to the best of its abilities. So yeah, that's what I mean by decluttering. And you know, I want to know how you're gonna declutter, whether it be spiritually, emotionally, physically. You just, you know, cleaning out your space. Let me know how you're gonna declutter, because I feel like it's so important. And if you need help on decluttering and setting boundaries, also let me know, because that's something that everyone I feel should have, and it's an essential, is boundaries. But stay tuned for my other videos coming up. Next week, my part 3 for my vision board. I do have some topics that I want to talk about, maybe a little bit more about the slap. I don't know if I'm going to elaborate on that, because I feel like it needs to die down. I do want to talk about other topics, and I do want to talk about, you know, some other things I got going on. So make sure you like, share, subscribe. I really do appreciate it. Peace, love, and happiness.